Welcome back. NDL
Boom.
Weekly from the office. How you doing, Adrian?
Doing well.
Do you think Zach wanted to do 32 because this is his good team?
Didn't you have me ranked pretty high in JB?
That's true. Dude, your team is good. So what are you going to do about Judy? Are you the type that is going to try to slang Judy to a rebuild?
He's a hold.
He's a hold. Dang, it's just so rough, dude.
You know, it's weird.
Almost like,
I had a competing team send me an offer for Judy, which I was
is that a smart person?
I don't know.
Well,
But I didn't think that was too smart unless he has different information than we do.
Unless was he trying to get him at a discount, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Definitely a discount.
Yeah. Good. How you doing, Zachy? I love your background.
Not too bad.
Is that wallpaper type deal? Is that what you kids call it? Wallpaper?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's cute.
Kids, I'm
How
not
did you
that
get-
much younger than you. Adrian's older than
you're much more tech savvy and up with the. I don't even know what Taylor Swift is. I know she's a pretty girl. That's about. I don't think I could identify a Taylor Swift song.
Well, there's a lot of pop culture you can't identify, so.
Yeah, that's true. So do you like, so are you, I know we're going to get into this puppy because it can't be 3 hours. You were supposed to keep us on track. Listen, is it worth going to a concert
100%.
to see her?
100%.
So what
there are
makes,
so many,
both you.
You could look up different people's, like so many people out there comments. Like I wasn't a Swiftie fan before. I only went because I was taking somebody else and it's the best concert I've ever been to. Like comments like that.
Well,
yeah, I'm a little different. I went to a concert and too much theatrics for me.
Which concert did you go to?
The one, was it 3 years ago, maybe?
Reputation?
I
don't remember.
You know the names of the concert?
I don't know.
That is the cutest. If my girls wanted to go, I'd go wherever they want to go, really. But I can't imagine I would take Lisa on a date to a concert. I don't know what to do. You just smoke out and like hang out? Or do you guys do that there? No? See, those are the kind of concerts that I would go. Dude, I went to a concert when I was like 20 and it was Red Man and Method Man. Good holy God, dude.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Dude, he got on a chair, stood up, and he smoked out of a bong that was greater than his height. And he was, I don't know, 6 feet. I'm not sure, but that's the type of concerts that I was used to. Maybe that's why I'm a little gun shy now that I'm a church boy. I don't know if I would know what to do. Do you dance at the concert? Do you just kind of?
I don't dance.
Just kind of do this?
I don't ever dance. I'm not. I'm too white to dance.
So do you guys like talk to friends during a concert and just like have the singer band in the background?
Nope. I literally I'm there for the music, the experience. I don't go to concerts to chit chat or whatever. I'm 100% zoned in on the performance.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm trying to do that. So no,
that doesn't matter. Anything. Any concert that I go to, not just Taylor Swift. But
so I could see going with a big group of friends, and you guys are just kind of hanging out. Maybe a charcuterie platter. Maybe you got some wine. Kick your feet up. Maybe a little blunt. Maybe something like that. And you're enjoying the ambiance, and they are in the background. And you're just kind of enjoying the day. I could do something like that, I think. Are you guys familiar with Lumineers?
Yes.
I love them. I think I would go to like a Lumineers, like Goo Goo Dolls, something like that. Either like something super chill or like Goo Goo Dolls that is like nostalgic. What do you do at concerts, Adrian?
Just sit and watch and then...
Sit and watch?
Yeah, and hopefully they entertain with the music. I mean, I'm not into the theatrics, but we just went to Vetta Grand Fleet concert. I don't know if you ever heard of Vetta Grand Fleet. but
Uh-uh.
he sounds like Led Zeppelin. If you know who Led Zeppelin is,
Sure.
he sounds like that. But the weirdest thing, I've never seen this at a concert before. He would leave like mid song, like he had some issues, like he had to go to the bathroom or something. He would just leave
Uh-huh.
mid song, and then so the guitar player would have to sit there and solo for a long time, and it wasn't just one song; it was like several songs. So we're like, what in the world? It was the
So
weirdest concert I've ever been to. Weirdest.
did they say that was normal?
We don't know.
Hmm. Well,
Just very
well,
weird.
we're off to a good start with
5 minutes
keeping us
in, we're good.
buttoned up.
Yep.
5 minutes. Hey, that's all right. All right, check it out. If I go to a concert, if you guys go to a concert and you tell me you got to try it, and maybe either my wife would love it or my girls would love it, let me know, and maybe I'll
Coldplay.
dabble.
Coldplay.
Coldplay's cool. Coldplay's fun.
They put on a good show. Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll come to like Santa Barbara Bowl or I don't know, Pantages. Is that
Imagine
something?
Dragons for the kids.
Oh, see, yes. For me, I like Imagine Dragons. They're fun. Anything '90s in the aughts, those are fun. I'm sure I would get in. Tupac, right? If he comes back,
Too short.
Machiavelli style. Too short, also a goodie.
Kids.
Yeah, not for the kids. All right, so this is NDL 32. We're going to do a little bit differently. We're going to keep tailoring these to the time format, if 16 versus 12 team league, depending on how the show's going. The weekly episodes, might be a little bit tweaked here and there. Again, if you guys have any input, please let us know. But what we're going to do is we're going to go division by division. We're going to tell you we're using Zach and Adrian's rankings today, who they have for the division, and then in the conference, who are the two wild card in their opinion. So, Adrian, if you can, I assume we're starting with the AFC North.
Might as well.
All right, let's do it. AFC North, Adrian, who do you have coming out of the AFC North victorious?
So, AFC North, I have Cincinnati.
I as well.
Okay. Oh, hey, that was good. We're moving on. AFC, just kidding. So you guys can have a consensus conversation. They're obviously the most well-rounded. How do you guys feel about Braxton's team? We might touch on that because he has been making a push. He's been building for the last couple years or so. I know Pittsburgh Pit Stains with Jake. He's, I think, in rebuild mode. And then James he's going for it this year. So
And
is
that's
it
a
really
mistake.
between Cincinnati and Cleveland, or is Braxton's Thrashers in competition?
I think it's gonna be Cincy and then Baltimore.
I actually have
Oh,
Baltimore
okay.
as a wild card.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have them. I don't have them as a wild card because of the AFC West, but
Mhm.
they are them. There's them and one other team that could potentially, in my opinion, sneak into the wild card.
Okay. How much are we? And I'll just touch on JT real quick. I know we won't deviate too much, but the deviations are always fun. Braxton had a nice little trade. I think he got Jonathan Taylor a little on the inexpensive. It turns out to be probably a later first, Jameson Williams, and probably a later second. So I think that was a good deal for JT. It was a good deal for me, but that probably is going to help his case for a wild card spot. Dolphins are ringing everyone's phone. Ring the Raiders' phone. They tried to get Dalvin. Do you think Jonathan Taylor will go to the Dolphins?
Nope.
You think he'll settle back with the Colts?
I just don't think he's gonna. I think today's the deadline for him to find a trade partner.
Oh,
I think they
I
gave
didn't know
him. It was a short few days. I thought. I saw.
That was just a couple days.
Yeah, and I think today, if he doesn't find a trade partner, it's over as far as trade talks, so to speak.
Okay.
I don't think. Look at Dalvin Cook and Zeke. I know they're older, but No, none of these running backs are getting paid. No team's paying running backs.
Hmm.
And no team's going to trade a lot to get a running back and then pay that running back.
Yes, but do you think they would match his current salary and then give him at least?
He wants a contract. He's not going to
I
agree to a trade
understand.
without a contract.
At this point, would he put that aside and then what up, Braxton? Goes to the concert, but then record the whole concert on your phone, as it were. That's what everyone does,
Something
even
to
in the
remember.
states.
Right.
um, but is it enough to say, hey, big F you to Ursay, let me get out of there? They have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl because they do. They have as good a chance as anyone, I would say. If their defense is there, Tua
If
stays
he wants to
healthy,
win a
the
Super,
weapons are
he
great.
doesn't care. I don't think he cares about a Super Bowl. He wants money, and
But does he
that's
want
fine.
out of Ursay's office now? That's my deal.
It doesn't matter. He wants to get paid, and no one's going to pay him, or at least I don't think anyone's going to pay him.
They already said they're not going to give him a
These,
first. He's not going to get a first. They're not going to get a first.
yeah.
And if he
All
goes
right.
the Le'Veon Bell route, he's going to lose money he'll never get back.
Some of these kids, yes, kids, are going to make some silly decisions based on emotion. And right now, I don't think he wants to play for Ursay. I don't think he wants to do good for Ursay. I think he would spite his nose. I can't remember the saying. I think he
Cut
would
off his
spite
nose to spite
himself,
his face.
thanks, to have a jab at Ursay. That's just what it seems like to me because he'll have to suit up, do great for himself as he's auditioning and for Ursay because he's the owner. And does he want to just say, "Hey, give me Florida, pay no state income tax. I'll have an FU to Ursay. I'll do whatever I want. I'll go to a great team." It just seems like that's a possibility. But all right, so
If he wanted to get out there and win, and know that he's not going to get that contract for that team, you don't go to Miami. You go to Philly,
yeah,
you go
but
to KC
yeah, but if Philly and KC isn't
or
taking
Buffalo.
calls, and if Buffalo's not taking calls,
Oh, they'll take calls, but he wants to get paid. That's the big thing there. If he didn't want to get paid, I sure one
he
of these
knows
teams.
he knows what time it is though. They're just not getting paid how they were. He'll get paid probably less than he wants. But I mean, at this point, you want to get a nice check, which he'll get a fine check, and you want to be happy where you're playing for the next contract. They said they're not going to give him a contract. He's going to get paid market value. Market value's down. Might as well go to a team that has no state income tax because it'll help out on the
No,
lower
but
contract price.
they're not paying. He wants what he wants. No one's going to pay him what he wants.
Yeah, no, I know. We can keep saying it, but I understand that.
He's
If
not.
he
He's not leaving
also,
Indy. We could talk about this and go in circles forever. He's not leaving Indy.
yeah, okay. Okay, so AFC North, we have, in both your opinion, Cincinnati.
Yep.
Who's Cincinnati? Cole?
That is Cole.
That's Cole. Right on. All right. AFC South. And then also we will have Adrian's 16-1 power rankings at the end as well. So we'll have all the teams incorporated. Right now, we'll just go through the divisions.
This one was rough, but I have
this one was
Tennessee.
rough. AFC South. AFC South.
I have Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Braxton did have a quick question. Braxton said, Adrian and Zach, you like Cincinnati's flex options more? I'm assuming more than his, Baltimore's flex options.
I mean, Christian McCaffrey does a lot.
CMC does a lot. I like Hurts way more than I like Lamar Jackson. Everyone knows I'm not big on Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson can output like Hurts does, or like he did back in 2018, then and Brees Hall comes back fine, I think Braxton could win a division. but I don't see it yet. He needs to get stronger at wide receiver. He did
Yeah,
get stronger with
Herbert.
Ridley, and
He's a
that I
Herbert.
lambasted him in private message about trading for Jonathan Taylor when he needed wide receivers way more. And he went and got a wide receiver after that, but I still don't think it's good enough.
He needs
That
one
was
more.
a solid,
Yeah.
solid pickup in
CMC
Ridley.
and Diggs are better than I'm gonna say CMC is better than Bijan. And we don't know if JT's gonna play, if he's gonna play like he used to. There's still a lot of questions about JT, which makes me nervous about my teams and why I was willing to give him up to you in this league.
And it was close, Braxton. I mean, it was
Yeah,
close.
it's
It was
definitely
it can either
closer
go.
than,
Yeah, it can go either way. That's why I had you as a wild card. So
but I
Mhm.
don't have him as a wild card because of the West.
yeah,
Anyway, we
South.
both picked Tennessee. South is in shambles to say the least.
You mean Cincinnati?
No, we already went on.
The South?
We
I
in the
apologize.
South we picked Tennessee. We both picked Tennessee.
yeah.
You're in a
Okay.
full well, I can't say full rebuild, but you're definitely punting this year, which I feel
Yeah.
like you're in a full rebuild.
I am. I'm in a 2-year rebuild is the plan.
And Renee is I don't know where she is and if she's rebuilding, if she's trying to win, but the team is not great. And then Bill, his team is
Running backs.
Yeah, his running backs are atrocious.
Yeah.
Have we
If
ever
he got
seen?
a good running back, he could potentially compete this year for that division.
Yeah, have we ever seen Renee rebuild or punt at all? I don't think we have. Maybe
GA.
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 Yeah, okay. Maybe GA. I
All
mean,
right.
she's got Herbert, Pollard. This is a start one
Yeah.
running back.
Yes.
Pollard, Jamal Williams is probably going to be pretty serviceable. But yeah, Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, Evan Ingram. You know, she's good enough to maybe make the playoffs on accident.
No.
That's I wouldn't be super. This is the type of team right here that I'd sell Pollard right now, $24, 3 years. I think you can get a great deal. I'd sell Jamal Williams. I think you can get a couple thirds for him. This is the exact type of Tyreek Hill's on his last year. She's not going to want to tag him next year. She probably has no picks. This is the exact type of team that I'm punting, and selling and having fun with it.
Well, and I thought
But
she mentioned she was punting this year, but I can't remember for sure.
she hasn't done anything yet to do that. But who do you have winning the South,
We both have Tennessee.
Adrian? Oh, you
East, you mean?
both have.
You mean
Oh, you're down to the East. Okay, so I didn't know you had both Tennessee. Okay, so it's been pretty easy so far, even though Adrian said it was difficult choice between who? Tennessee and Bill?
No, the first one between Braxton and Cincy. That was
Okay.
difficult. Yeah.
Okay. AFC East. Adrian, let me see what you got.
I have the Miami Vice, Carmen.
and I have New England. But I do have a note that this is one that I think either of them could win. I've got Miami as either winning the division, potentially bubble team.
Both great quarterback rooms.
Yeah, they both have good quarterback rooms. They're about the same. I'll take Josh Jacobs over Aaron Jones. And then if Cooper Kupp comes back healthy, him and CD are on the same level.
Yeah, Kupp. I'll take Kupp over CD this year. Quite easily.
I mean, no, Miami does have Hawkinson. That's definitely better tight end.
And Debo.
Yeah, I think Miami is probably
McLaurin.
clearly above New England for me.
Yeah.
So
tight end premium, he's got Hooper and Schultz. I mean, we all love Schultz. but Hawkinson, we have plenty over him. Debo, Terry McLaurin, and CD versus Cup. I mean, who else though?
Yeah.
And
He
then
didn't have, yeah.
Aaron Jones is solid. Gibson, they're both struggling a little bit with, or a lot of it with depth, but I'd probably take Miami Vice there while New York Sack Exchange. Is Mitch competing?
I think he's gonna try to compete. I don't think he should, but
He's already
That's all
rebuilding
right.
too many. He needs to compete somewhere. Make some
I
moves,
think he'll
man.
probably compete. All right, AFC West, the big dog. This is the reason for my punt.
Yeah, this was the rough, the hard division, but I went with the Ash.
Yep.
LA,
I picked Ash as well.
and I had
Yeah.
Zach as a wild card.
I have the playoffs for wild card myself and Denver.
Okay. I wondered if you weren't giving yourself a wild card spot, but because I mean, all we got to say is Mahomes and Kelsey. That's crazy. But Ash
Think so.
it's just too nuts. I mean, he's got the backup quarterback too, and Tua. So Burrow, Tua, Eckler, Stevenson, Walker, AJ Brown, Dotson, Justin
It's the
Jefferson,
wide
Olave,
receivers that push him
Andrews.
over.
Yeah, Olave, Jefferson, and AJ Brown. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
AJ Brown, and Olave. That's
Yeah, and I see what you're saying, but I mean, Burrow and Andrews is right there for me with Mahomes and Kelsey. If Andrews did better than outproduced Kelsey this year, I wouldn't be surprised, right? His legs are a little fresher. He's doesn't have, there's more competition in Baltimore, and obviously they're going to throw a little bit or a lot of bit
but
less.
isn't Andrews hurt a lot, just like Kittle?
Maybe. What was he last year?
no.
Last year he missed
Do I misremember that?
1, 2.
No, he didn't miss any games last year. Okay, maybe I'm just.
Uh,
Was it a year before he
I
was
think it was
hurt?
the year before. Yeah,
Okay, but I mean,
year before, no,
that's
year before he did even
150
better.
points basically.
He did even better in 2021.
I think they're going to be throwing a lot more
He
this
destroyed in 2021. Last year he was fine. He came out of the gate swinging, and then I think he was a little hampered. Well, but also Lamar wasn't there
Yeah.
for a lot of the year. But I mean, to me, Andrews is right there with Kelsey. Obviously, I want Kelsey. Period. But I mean, he's
year. It was definitely
outstanding.
close between you two, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm picking him to win, but I would not be shocked if I won the division. I just those wide receivers just scare the
Oh.
shit out of me, and that's why I've been trying to get a wide receiver. I've been trying to improve my wide receivers, and no one wants to give up wide receivers.
Lockett, Higgins, Ayuk, Christian Kirk, just fine. I mean, he's just.
But it's
he's
not
too
JJ,
strong.
AJ Brown, and Olave.
Yeah. Then he's got Musgrave on taxi. He's got A-Chain, Kendra Miller, Marvin Mims, Mingo. How did he have so many picks? I don't.
Because he's
He had to
had
sell a
so
bunch of
many
players.
holdouts, he has to trade them all, and he's getting.
Yeah.
He's collecting picks for those holdouts.
He was like at 400.
405, I
something.
think,
Yeah.
after holdouts.
And now he's 301. Well done. Conklin will be gone. Robert Woods. It'll be County Ingram. It'll be an easy drop. But all right. NFC North, my friends.
Adrian, who do you have? You had me and Baltimore
Yes.
as the wild cards.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
You and Baltimore as the wild cards. Okay. Yeah, I mean, these you have Braxton's running backs stay healthy. That's going to be tough. And I love Lamar, but and Waller and Freiermuth. He could have Freiermuth and Waller starting with two wide receivers, 3, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He could have Freiermuth and Waller starting. Deontay, Calvin
if
Ridley.
he's starting 3 running backs, he doesn't have 2 tight ends starting.
I thought it was 8. It starts 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it start?
7.
Oh, it starts 7.
Yeah, it
Okay.
starts 7.
All right. There's your AFC. How about the NFC North, Adrian?
All right. So when I did this, it was before the news of Judy, but I picked myself to win the North.
I
But it
picked
was
Detroit.
close. Yeah, I was going to say that's now it's probably going to be Detroit just because I don't know about Judy. And
I have
no
you as
guess.
a wild card.
So Jason K is Detroit, and
After his
then you're the
2 years or 3 years of
He actually did.
not even try, like, purposely. He was trying. He wasn't trying to win. He was trying to lose. He was trying to
Right.
collect. He traded everyone. He cleaned the house, and he's
Mhm.
rebuilt a very solid team.
I
Yeah.
think this possibly was a 3 year. I think he was going to go. I think he was going to try. He'll tell us if he hears this. But now he's got Allen, Brees, Bijan, Hollywood, Chris Godwin, Tyreek Hill, and then he's got Pitts and Waller. That's solid. C.J. Stroud, A Chain on taxi. I think now is the time for him to try to compete. Obviously, last year I didn't think it was, and it was a good idea because he got Bijan, which well done. So it's between who had Detroit, who had Jason.
I
Zach.
picked Jason.
Okay, and
And
you picked yourself,
who
Adrian.
if it's Adrian that wins, Jason's going to be a wild card. If Jason
Yeah.
wins, I have Adrian as a wild card. I think
that's what I
both
had. I had
those two
Oh.
teams are in the playoffs.
I had Detroit as a wild card. So it could go either way for sure.
So, and Adrian, your team is Burrow.
Chicago.
Yeah, Burrow, James Cook, Josh Jacobs. I even like Latavius Murray. I don't know why he's getting so much goal line work, but then you have Judy, DJ Moore, Olave, and then Hawkinson. Oh, and Njoku, really.
And
So,
Kincaid on the
and
taxi.
Kincaid. And I like Downs enough as a prospect. He's an elite prospect. So I will say, what are you looking to do with Judy for
I don't
anyone that is maybe looking to trade?
I need to get a receiver, but
Hmm.
so yeah, it'll be in the works.
Yeah, okay. All right. We have the NFC South.
Let's see.
I have the Saints.
I have Tampa Bay.
Saints and Tampa Bay. So the Saints is Todd. Is that the Saints?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Saints.
Yeah.
Todd
Saints
is the
is Todd,
Saints, and Adam
Tampa
is
Bay
Tampa
is
Bay.
Adam.
I
Okay.
couldn't do the Saints with his running back.
Couldn't do the Saints with he's got Alvin Kamara.
But I
That's
mean,
about it.
you could say the same about. I feel like you could say the same about Tampa Bay's wide receivers.
Deontay
Jackson Smith
Johnson,
and Jason.
Devonta Smith. mean, that's
Smith,
two.
great.
You don't like Deontay?
I mean, he's not bad, but he's not.
Where would you
He's
say
got
wide receiver?
Eckler,
I mean,
what was
we're talking
Walker,
about versus
Breida.
Adams, Metcalf, and Pittman, and Thielen. Like, he's starting
Michael
3 of
Thomas.
those. He's only starting one running back.
We do like wide receivers in the flex, but I mean, Eckler and Walker. We're not scared of Damian Harris, but who we got? Patrick Mahomes for Tampa Bay, and we've got Tua for the Saints. Yeah,
I mean, Todd is definitely a concussion away from not competing. And it was really hard not to pick the team that had Mahomes in this division.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good with Tampa Bay over the Saints. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is so tough, so great of a start. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he should probably be missing a game or 4.
They're
I
saying
mean,
he'll
the
be ready
last
week 1,
report,
right?
No, very, very far from week 1 is what last thing I heard is they wouldn't be opposed to keeping him off the field until their bye week, and that's week 5.
Well, they don't really need him.
No,
That's
they
right.
don't. And when he comes back, what kind of role? is he gonna play? Like,
Well,
I just I still put
he's
Lockett and DK getting way more than he does.
way more than, yeah, and I don't think anyone's going to be surprised about that now that he's not starting the year. But if he started the season
But
week
he doesn't need
one
him.
as their wide receiver three,
Tampa Bay doesn't need JSN. He's got he doesn't. You don't have to start three receivers, right?
No, you don't. You only
Just Deontay
yeah.
and
So he's
Devonta,
starting.
and
He's
then
starting
the rest running backs.
Eckler and Walker,
Yeah,
which they brought in Charbonnet. Like, how much is he going to take away
mm-hmm.
from Walker?
but also look at Todd's quarterbacks. I mean, Tampa Bay's got Mahomes.
Yeah, I no, I get that. That's why I said it was hard for me to
Yeah,
pick a team that doesn't have Mahomes in this division.
yeah.
I
I almost thought Carolina had a better team than Todd's. I think I had him ranked higher.
I
Yeah, I had them ranked higher.
actually he's right in the middle of below the middle for my rankings, like 6 or something like that.
I just
Carolina.
sent Bill a trade for JSN. Let's see if I can put Bill up a little bit in the rankings and see if we can move the needle a bit. His team is almost there. He does need a quarterback, but all right. So,
NFC East.
NFC East. All right, what do we got? Zach, hit me.
Washington.
Same.
Ooh, easy one. What?
Not too
What are
easy.
all these names? Colonials. All right, so you got. So despite
So
only just starting off with
Adrian
Jared
says not
Goff,
too easy, and the NFC was extremely hard for me to rank.
Yeah.
Because there aren't very many teams that stand out, and there aren't a whole bunch of teams that are in really, really bad shape. There are a lot of what I would say average teams that could have a pretty good season if some of their up and coming stars break out, or they could be on the bottom. It's just so much.
can someone just keep from having Ash win again? Sweet God.
Well, I'm
I'd
trying.
rather see
I will
Zach.
try to stop him from winning. That's my goal. He's the guy to beat.
Dude, his team is nuts.
And I know that's why you. We're getting a little off subject, but I know that's why you said I need to just go and rebuild. I'm gonna punt
Mhm.
because of the ASC West. There's so many guys in that conference that think they have a shot of winning.
Sometimes you just got to not be happy with almost making the playoffs or looking at your team and say, I think I can maybe make the playoffs. You've got to just see the writing on the wall.
And
I don't understand.
I get
I don't
it.
see it.
That's why again I didn't trade for Geno Smith. I didn't think Geno Smith and JB was going to win me that league, and making the playoffs wasn't really going to benefit me.
Yeah,
So it's one of those.
I'm with you. You wouldn't have got Anthony Richardson,
Nope.
so I'd be happy.
All right, so we
Braxton
both
gave
picked.
his support for Tampa Bay because of the Pat Fryermuth over Gerald Everett, Zach Ertz combo pack from the Saints. Okay, so you both had
So
Washington.
just kind of
Washington.
words of I guess wisdom or just kind of discussion. Washington also had Pat Mahomes or Mahomes last year, didn't he? And he lost him in free agency.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he ever reach out to you, DM you at all or anything?
Nope.
But he also, I mean, he had so many players, I think, that were at zero. Jefferson was at zero. So I don't think he could have kept all of them.
So now he's going to roll in with Jared Goff, Bryce Young, Joe Mixon, Stevenson, Justin Jefferson, Waddle. He needs a tight end. Pretty good. Pretty bad. He's got Trey McBride and Austin Hooper. Maybe a little Conklin. But all right. So now we got AFC West.
I have a St. Louis
I have
close.
I have St. Louis as the worst team in the conference. I picked 49.
So wait, Casey's St. Louis you have as the worst in the whole conference?
Yep.
I didn't think his team was that bad.
So
Why?
let me
Because it's got
tell. Oh, well,
Geno?
it's got Geno Smith. Okay, Geno.
He has no
got
tight ends. Geno
Cam
Smith,
Akers,
which we
ETN.
all know I don't believe in Geno Smith. He's got Travis Etienne, that's good. D Hop, we have no idea. He's an old wide receiver that
He's still going to get volume.
he might get volume, but I just we have to see on D Hop, and we can't assume D Hop is
does-
going to be like his former self.
He also does have Jordan Addison and QJ.
Yep. And he'll probably have to promote if he promotes those guys and they actually, but QJ is stuck behind Allen and Williams, assuming those guys stay healthy, which is probably
Right.
not going to happen.
Addison's getting 1,000 yards though, so that's going to help. It's not mind wrecking, right? We're not all super horny over it, but 1,000 yards is pretty awesome on a super pass happy offense.
Like his quarterbacks and his tight ends is what really does his team in for me.
He just needs
Yeah.
to trade for one of my tight ends, and he'll be there. If you're
See,
listening.
I don't think you're winning with Geno. I really believe that was a 1-year aberration on a 10-year career.
I have a question for you. A little off topic, but it's on the topic of Casey. So we're talking about Casey's St. Louis Scoundrels. Okay. You guys are talking about this. It seems like you're buttoning up. Well, let me first say before this, who did you have winning the division?
49ers.
49ers. So you have Lamar versus Casey's Geno. You have, and who is the 49ers? The 49ers is Dave. Then Dave's 49ers is Antonio Gibson and Pacheco. Gross. God. Against, what's his name? Casey's Cam Akers and ETN. I'll give the nod to Casey.
Yep.
And then Dave has
Here we
A.J.
go.
Brown, Mike Evans, CeeDee Lamb, Elijah Moore versus D-Hop, Lockett, Christian Watson, Addison, and QJ. Okay, so he wins the wide receiver room and the quarterback room, and then he's got Kittle, and then
He wins the tight end room.
yeah, I could see it. 49ers. Dave should take that. I don't even know. Is Seattle competing? I think that's Roy.
Yeah, I had Arizona as the wild card.
I have Seattle as a wild card. I don't have Arizona making the playoffs.
Oh,
Really?
who do you have as the other? So, Zach, you have Arizona,
I have Chicago and Seattle as the wild card.
Chicago, and Seattle. Oh, and then Adrian, you have.
I have Arizona. This was like, I guess, a pretty solid division. I think. I mean, pretty close. Actually, both of the Wests were.
So, well,
How
I
do you
think
not
the
like
North.
Justin?
I think the North is the best division in the NFC. But Fields,
I didn't say best,
is
close.
Fields going to show us
Yeah.
the
yeah.
last part of the season, or is he going
Yeah.
to be like what he was
Yes.
most of the last season?
But he's got Nick Chubb.
Yeah, but again, quarterbacks.
I agree.
He's got the third best quarterback in this division, in my opinion. I don't
So we got
believe
Fields,
in Fields yet. He
Lamar.
has to prove himself still.
He's got the third best. So you're saying you
I mean,
you
look
have
at the
Lawrence over
receivers.
Lamar.
Lawrence, Lamar, and Daniel Jones
I have Lamar
over Fields.
quite a bit higher than Lawrence. But I
So
know you hate him.
look at Arizona. I mean, how can you not like that team?
I don't
I'll say
dislike
it-
the team.
At least
I'll
as a
say
wild card.
so. Fields,
Because I have Seattle. I
Nick
have Seattle on the
Chubb,
wild card.
Nick Chubb, and
He
Jamal Williams. Doesn't have much behind him. Amari, Diggs, Debo, Jacoby Myers, Travis Kelsey.
And
Yeah,
Pickens.
that's solid.
Yeah.
so Seattle has. You're talking about Kelsey and Andrews. Seattle has
And he's
Andrews. He's
got
got the better
Pickens and
quarterback.
Laporta.
He's got Andrews. He's got
Got
the
McCaffrey, yeah.
the 1B tight end. He's got ASB, Calvin Ridley, and Mike
That's it.
Williams, assuming Mike Williams could stay healthy, and ASB is healthy. And he's also got Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll take McCaffrey over Chubb in a heartbeat, and I will take his wide receivers slight edge over Arizona's wide receivers.
I don't think so. I don't agree with that, but I think it's
Dumb.
anybody's. Yeah, I think it's
Dumb.
anybody's game or chance to win in the West. I think
Except for
it was
St.
so
Louis.
close. I think I picked them to win. So
They have the worst quarterback in the division.
I disagree. And you will too. You will be a believer after this year.
I will not.
Give me your 16-1 ranking so NDL can be on record. We can come back to it.
So I didn't rank.
No, just Adrian.
Well, I ranked 1 to 10. I didn't rank the playoff
Okay.
teams. I just picked the division winners.
Okay.
So we can just start. Adrian, we'll start in the AFC and we'll go from worst to bubble.
I have a Pittsburgh last,
Same.
and I got Indy.
I've got Houston,
Well, yeah.
but then I have Indy next. So
Yeah,
I
we got
have a
them.
feeling you had Indy and Houston, Pittsburgh bottom 3.
Yep.
Next 3 I have in order: Buffalo, Vegas, and then Cleveland.
Yes, yeah. Buffalo, Cleveland, and New England.
Okay. And then so we're only different on the Vegas and New England.
Right.
And the next 3 I have New York, Jacksonville, and Baltimore. Baltimore being right after Miami on the bubble. So I mean, Baltimore could easily be not easily, but they could be in that the throws for the division title and a wild card spot potentially with Cincinnati. Or they're just missing out barely. So I got them like the 9 or 10th pick overall.
So I got more love for them. I got Jacksonville, Denver, and Las Vegas for my next 3.
Who am I needing to beat out for worst ever?
Pittsburgh.
Noted.
You're not beating. Although James, if I remember correctly, isn't really ready to wait. No, James is Cleveland.
Yeah, James is good. It's Indy. He's Indy.
Jake is the pit stains.
James is Pittsburgh. Yeah.
I
have no
hate
clue what he's
saying
doing.
pit stains. Lord. Braxton had a quick question, probably based off of the
Fields
last
or Daniel Jones.
division. Yeah, he's saying who you guys have ranked higher, Fields or Daniel Jones?
No, they're so different. It's hard. I think Daniel Jones will definitely have more yardage.
Who do you think's gonna have more points? Who do you think's gonna finish higher at the end of the season?
I'm gonna have to say Jones.
If I were to put money on it, I would have to put money on Jones because I like Fields' potential, but I'm worried he's going to be like he was most of last season and not be good.
Yeah, I'll put my money on Fields quite easily.
I just think he can get hurt a lot easier, especially if he's going to run. Daniel Jones can still run, and he's in Dable's system, so I like Dable.
He is a
I like Jones
great
also.
coach for the quarterbacks.
Yeah,
I do think that Fields will produce more fantasy.
I will not be
points,
shocked at all if Fields ends up higher than Daniels. But if I were to put money on it, like actually put stakes into it, I'm going to take the safer option.
You're drafting your team from scratch. You would prioritize all things created equal, Fields or Daniel Jones?
I would take Daniel Jones.
Yeah, now
Because of cost.
Fields has the better opportunity to hit a higher
Fields
ceiling.
has a much higher ceiling,
Yeah,
but his floor is also way lower than Daniel Jones's.
yeah, I agree.
Interesting. Well, that's fun.
Like
Okay, so
Fields is someone, if I had the luxury of holding on to him and just taking the gamble that he turns into being a really great quarterback, I'll take
Mhm.
that gamble.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
if I'm trying to compete, I'm going to take Daniel Jones over Justin Fields.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to have
Wow.
him as my main quarterback and have nobody behind him. You know,
Who, Jones or Fields?
I wouldn't want to have Fields
Hmm.
just because.
Okay.
I mean, I know he has Fields and Jones. I think I would keep them both.
No, he doesn't have Fields and Jones.
He doesn't.
No, he has.
Not in this one.
No, he had Lamar and Daniel Jones,
Oh, gotcha.
and then Arizona has Fields and no one else.
And Huntley.
Okay.
No one, also known as no one else. Did you? All right. Was that the end of the rankings?
So
Yeah.
that was AFC. NFC.
Okay.
Starting. We already discussed this. I have LA as the worst team in the NFC. And keep in mind my comments earlier. Like the NFC is so. The parity is there, which is what the
Who'd you have?
leagues are designed for. There are so many teams that could make the playoffs, or they could be the worst team in the league.
Right. Who'd you have?
And
Last?
that's why it was so hard to rank them. So I've got my bottom three: LA, Philly, and Atlanta.
And I got Philly, New York, and Atlanta.
Okay, so we're pretty close there. New York is in my next tier. I've got New York, Green Bay, and Carolina.
I got Green Bay, Minnesota, and New Orleans.
Okay. And then my next four, which will be
What happened to the screen?
I don't know. He wanted to see Taylor
his
Swift
face.
real big on the screen. My next
Did you want
four.
to say something, Adrian?
Peace.
Okay, cool. Zach. So just okay.
My next four. To finish out all the way to the bubble: Minnesota,
Mhm.
Arizona, Dallas, and Tampa Bay.
I got Dallas, Niners, Carolina, and Seattle.
That was easy. That part.
Yes.
Okay.
We're pretty close on most of these rankings.
Yeah.
There are obviously a few outliers, but I mean, I'd say we're pretty darn close. I wish you would have had yours. We could have compared yours with it.
Hey, I'll probably have mine next. I left mine at home. Peek behind the curtain. I'm still at work. Obviously, this isn't my house. Okay, so if we're done with 32, you gave the rankings, division winners, wild card spots. I will branch off for just a second to see what you guys would think in GA. If you can pull up GA and Casey's team, he already rejected my trade, so I feel like I can. And he's sticking to what he has. I know you guys aren't a Kyler guy. You guys know that I am a Kyler guy. And more
Mistakenly, you're a
importantly,
Kyler guy.
so I know which way you're going to go. But I did want to kind of just see what you guys
Packers?
thought.
No, Lions.
No, Lions.
So
Okay, I knew it was the North.
mhm, yeah. So I was offering Kyler, and he's rebuilding. I offered Kyler for Amon-Ra straight up.
Nope,
Kyler is
not a chance.
See if and so in a start 2 wide receiver league, this was my rationale in my head. I didn't really go into it too much. I think I did mention that a couple bullet points to him, but NDL scoring obviously favors quarterback. Now you do have to like the quarterback. So I know if you're scared off of the quarterback and you don't like him, you don't like him. But for me, if I'm not trying to really grab too many points, I would look to maybe sell some of my assets. Now, maybe you don't sell Amon Ra, maybe you do. I don't
You got
know.
to
Just
keep. You got
whatever
to keep
person.
ASB. He needs to
So
try to
I
move
would,
Hopkins.
Yeah, I mean, look at his taxi. He's got Flowers and Addison. So Addison and Flowers, if they end up doing well,
I also like
teaming that with
Downs.
ASB is going to be pretty
Yeah.
nice.
well, and so that was a reason why I would have gone for Kyler if I had two nice options on taxi. Now, we don't project Addison or QJ to be, or no, what is it? Addison and Flowers um, to be Amon Ra, but I would have thought that it would have been a consideration or counterable to shore up a um, what I think is a certain quarterback asset while leaving his higher draft pick. He'll get a better draft pick, obviously, if he works it how he should, and use that on a skill position player like Marvin Harrison Jr. So you didn't have to gamble on a
Arizona
quarterback, but
is going to
he's obviously
draft
going to have
Williams next year.
right. And there's
Kyler's gone, and he might not be a starter wherever he goes.
yeah, so that's super stupid to me. I absolutely do not believe in that. Now, I don't. If they wanted Caleb over Kyler for whatever reason, that's fine. But Kyler's Kyler's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. I don't think that's far fetched. I think you listen to any analyst, and they're saying Kyler was the hottest buy in the quarterback room of the season.
I just,
I
I
think
think
that's quite
he's,
easily.
I think people either love him or hate him. So, and I don't
Yeah,
think
and I don't think
I think
the
it's
I don't think
50-50.
the hate is justified in my opinion. Um, I think he obviously had an injury. He obviously is going to be limited a bit. But for a rebuild team, we don't really care what happens in 23. These young kids, they heal. They heal quicker than you and I. So I think, and they have,
His best season, 37 total touchdowns. That's combined.
yeah, that's fine. The people,
It,
great talent get greater. That's just
but
that's
he's
just that's
gotten
just
worse
what great
every
talents do.
season after that season. He's been worse.
And that for me doesn't play a big part. It's his talent. His team also has been pretty shitty. They had a good run a few years ago.
Baker Mayfield has the talent, but you hate Baker Mayfield.
Oh no. And Adrian knows this. He and I really like Baker Mayfield. Now we've soured on him because no team likes him, so we are liking him less. But Baker Mayfield has been a player that Adrian and I have been targeting up until this season. He gave me 2 first-round draft picks in a 14-team league 2 seasons ago. We like him. Now we don't like him that much anymore. There's just nothing to like. So we were all in on Baker up until he couldn't get it done with the last year's teams. So, but what's his name is no Baker, right? Kyler is a much more dynamic player than Baker. I
That's
loved
true.
Baker's talent. He's a very fun, cocky, love his commercials type player. But Kyler is in a different stratosphere than Baker. They just don't. It's a completely different game. They
I don't.
they
I
don't
don't
play
like.
the same game.
I don't like the running quarterbacks, especially without the size either.
Yeah, I I'm with you on that, Adrian. It's why
I
I
don't blame
worry
you.
about Justin Fields. It's why I worry about Lamar some. I love Lamar way more than I love Kyler.
Yeah,
Way more. And I don't like Lamar that much. Like I Kyler will not be in the I can't say he won't be in the league. He will not be a starter for any team within 3 years.
I don't see any evidence, right? There's no catalyst for that. There's no evidence to that. So to trust your gut, I mean, I can't argue with your gut. I think it's silly to say that because there's no catalyst, right? There's no evidence. There's just no sign to say that he's not gonna be even in the league, not a starting quarterback in the league
No, no,
in
he
three
won't be a
years.
starting quarterback in the league. He'll be in the league. He'll be a backup somewhere.
Oh no, I took the liberty to correct myself. But that's not in the league. Also, we can just also say that because he's not going to be starting for any of us, and we won't care about him. But yes, he won't be a starter. There's no evidence. You're trusting a hunch, right? I'm just going off of his talent and saying, well, of course he's going to be a quarterback. With a torn ACL and him not running at all. With him not running at all, he's a better passer than more than half of the league. Easy though. Easy. His accuracy and his passing.
You could have said this about Carson Wentz, and I was out on Carson Wentz in 2019?
Yeah, but that also doesn't matter though. That's beside the point and doesn't matter.
What do you
And
mean?
I'll,
He
I
wasn't.
never.
He was leading the MVP race until he got hurt.
So
The
this
talent
doesn't
was
have
there.
anything to do. This doesn't have anything to do with what we're saying about Kyler. I'm looking for evidence. I want some fundamental evidence showing some stats or some direction on me making a decision to where if I'm clicking the button on accept or incorporating him into any of my rosters, I want fundamental evidence, headwinds, even projections, right? Let's say he doesn't play all of 2023. He could come back in 2024 and be better than 25 of the team's quarterbacks quite easily because we've seen him. We've seen what he can do. I'm not even saying, and he will, and that's outproduced in fantasy points. And if he didn't even run as much, let's say he only ran for 500 yards, 400 yards, which is a decent amount for a pocket passer, but nothing for him. He's still going to throw for some 4,000 yards in 18
He's never
games,
thrown for 4,000 yards yet in his career.
I guarantee if he's not running, he's adding some passes, right?
In a West Coast offense too.
And we'll see when you stop running, you're going to pass if you want to move the chains. So I'm taking away from running and I'm adding some to passing, right? You don't think he could add 300 yards and match what he did last year or the 3,700 yard season? Is that what you said? 3,700 yards?
He was in a very pass friendly or pass heavy offense, I think, with the air raid system.
That doesn't matter too much when you run that much, right? You can still pass. All you're going to do is you have more offensive snaps typically, right? That's really what we're looking at.
I think his passing yards is going to go down, not in that system.
Yeah, I don't see his passing yards going down if he's not running as much. If his passing yards go down and he runs the same, I don't mind that as much. I don't know what he finished that year when he passed for. I'm trying to confirm. Did you guys say 3,700 yards?
His best season was in 2020, and he had 3,971 yards.
39. So I mean,
26 touchdowns, 12
so
interceptions.
He, right
he ran the ball for 133 attempts that year
for 800 yards.
My goal was to get this on record and have me clip it. I will find a way to clip it.
2021, he threw for 37, almost 3,800 yards.
With less rushing yards, too.
And only 400, half the rushing yards.
Yeah.
What did he
rank? With 50
that
less
year?
Attempts.
Can you see what he ranked in fantasy?
In 2021?
Yeah. That'd be fun to know. It's going to be fun to see what comes of him next year in 24.
He was number 11 in 2021. Okay. His best season, we'll go back to 2020.
2021. Where did
he was number 4 in 2020. Because he had 800 rushing yards and 11 rushing touchdowns.
Arizona Cardinals.
And look who is right underneath them. Boom.
Russell Wilson.
Who Casey has.
Ranking. 2021, you said he was ranked 11?
Yep.
Okay.
It's on the screen. Can you not see it?
No. It's small for me.
In GA, he was number 11.
Ranked 11. Okay. Yeah, yeah, it'll be neat to see. So I'm a
He
believer.
did
I'm a
miss 3
buyer.
games that
These are
year.
these are the type of players that I'm saying don't look at their market value today. Look at what they've done in the past.
I'm
Yes,
still
what their
keeping
teams have
ASB
done,
over Kyler.
and so is Casey, and that's all that matters. Unfortunately, I do want to shop for all of you hearing this, all the dozens and dozens of people listening to this, hundreds even. I would like to shop some players. I have Judy, I have Kyler, I am NFC, Atlanta, the ATL, as it were. I would like to buy some players. Judy, I am looking to sell Judy, period. I'm not looking to hang on to Judy. You guys
Can
can
you
have
get much for
him
Judy
for
right now?
2024. You kind of have to put a plus, maybe. It really just depends, right? I would take an Elijah Moore and a second type tier player for Judy. I
But
would
is
do
someone
that.
giving up that for Judy?
I don't know many people that like Elijah Moore or believe in Elijah Moore.
I don't.
I offered John. I offered John a trade, and he likes Elijah Moore and still turned me down. But he turns me down all the time. But he just people aren't in on Elijah Moore. So I think quite easily people would give Elijah Moore if they weren't competing, right? They got to not be competing. But an Elijah Moore type and a second, I think you would give Elijah Moore in a second if you were punting for Judy. I don't think people are that
You
in
know
on
who
Elijah
else is
Moore.
not competing or who's not competing in NFC GA?
The Rams.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I haven't
I
received
know.
one offer
No,
at
I
all.
haven't shopped him yet. That was just yesterday. I'm dealing with Jason K. I am working with him to see if we can get a deal done.
You have Josh Allen and you're not competing?
Well, yeah, because I got
Well,
Josh
he
Allen
just got Josh
on
Allen.
waivers, on the what do we call it, the
No,
option
on
free agency.
restricted
Is
free
it?
agency.
I
Wait,
paid a
whoa,
I
hold
paid a
on. Wait,
first and a
Josh
second.
Allen was dropped? Oh, wait, RFA. I'm sorry.
Remember
RFA,
Casey?
yeah.
Remember
Way back in
Casey?
the day.
No, this was last year. I mean, this year.
Yeah,
Well,
it
when
just
I say way
happened.
back in the day, I'm talking February.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
that's a long time ago in this year's off season.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had really nothing else. I mean, I can still make it with, I think, with maybe a receiver
Lock
or
it.
two.
Yeah, that is pretty rough.
I mean, I got Kincaid
Yeah,
on taxi, so I got the
I'd
tight
keep
end.
him there.
Yeah, I am. But I mean, if I was going to compete, I just need a I
No,
need a
yeah, I
receiver.
would definitely rebuild.
I need a receiver. That's all. It's not bad.
you want to do a
You
live?
need more than a
Pierce.
receiver.
I got Pierce and Harris. I got Allen. I got Kirk. I got Lockett and MVS. I mean DJ Chark. I
Hold
guess
on.
you look at it. And when I
Yeah,
say
I don't
compete,
know.
I don't mind competing middle of the pack. You know me, I'm a spoiler, so I'm not giving it all up.
All right, hold on. Let's go.
You're not gonna tear it down.
No,
Why?
never tear down. I made
Oh
that
my
mistake 2 years ago in GA after I lost in the Super Bowl, and I'm never going to do that again. Never. Ever.
That's a mistake to say you'll never tear down a team. So
I
you're
will,
starting.
I will
You're
never.
starting
I don't care
Allen,
if I cut.
obviously. You're going to
Yeah.
start Harris and Pierce. Pierce is not a bad flex for sure.
Oh, he's great. He's an outstanding option at the
But
RB2
DJ
even.
Chark and NVS are in your starting lineup.
I don't have. That's what I said. I need another receiver.
You need more than one other receiver.
Right. I said a receiver or two.
You also, I'm not sure about Hunter Henry.
Well, like I said, I like Hunter Henry. In that offensive system, he's going to get a lot of goal line looks.
I hope so
guarantee it.
because that's good for Mac Jones.
Yeah. And Gasecki is, I think, hurt. And then,
But,
like I said,
yeah,
I have Kincaid I can bring up if need be.
I would, unless
if
he's
I was
just
competing.
rock starring it, you need to keep him on there because you don't want the potential points.
So you aren't rebuilding. Is that what we've decided? I can't afford your guys anyhow. I'd like Lockett, but $39 and I'm cash strapped. Hey, when are you going to get the rookies' salaries updated in this one?
Probably to see, what did I just do? I just did
Hey, I have a chain.
NFL yesterday, or
Straight up.
day before.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't need him in this one. I don't
need a
need him in
receiver.
in JB anyway anymore.
I think
have
if I got
Damian
one more
Harris.
receiver, I could do fine in GA. Not-
You
maybe
need
not
more than one
winning.
more. Oh,
I'm
I
not
haven't
saying not
looked. I
winning.
haven't looked at all the rosters, but I feel like you need more than one more wide receiver
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
because you don't
Probably so.
want MVS or DJ Chark as a weekly start.
Why not? You don't think
No.
Jark can do
Adrian.
a decent amount? I
Stop
don't
it.
need him to be a Jefferson.
No.
No. But
Stop it.
you're not. They're not even a freaking
How do you know?
Oh, Adrian.
Tyler Boyd.
Oh, Chark is better than Boyd. Are you kidding me? He's a starter. Boyd's a wide receiver 3.
You're the cutest, Adrian.
How's that not accurate? Boyd doesn't even see the field all the time. On third
Yeah,
down,
but I
on
mean,
3 receiver sets, yeah.
you.
And they
I
have
mean,
a lot of
you're
3
saying
receiver
that
sets.
a product of he was in Detroit last year. He's not in Detroit now. He's in Carolina. They're going to be throwing the ball. He's one of the starting receivers.
We're
And
not
Detroit
thinking
put
much.
up insane numbers last year.
We're not thinking much of Bryce Hall. I mean, Bryce Young this year, though.
Why not?
Yeah, we're not thinking too much out of him this year, though.
And that's
So-
a mistake.
Oh, you shouldn't either. Just history, right?
He's a
I mean,
start-
he could not.
He's a starter.
He's not a top 16 option.
Yeah, Zach Wilson was a starter last year too.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a top 16 option, so he's not like a.
So is
He's not a
Justin Fields.
QB1.
You can say
So
any.
is Justin Fields what?
I mean, you can say any rookie quarterback that does good. You can compare him to that, or you can compare him to a rookie quarterback that does bad. I mean, there's
All I'm saying,
Well, I mean,
just
not
because
even
he's a
that does
starter
bad.
doesn't mean he's going to be good.
exactly right.
But you were saying
that's
he's
what
a
we were
starter, like that was your argument for him being good.
Right. They got to pass. They got to pass the ball, right? I mean,
They do have to pass, but we're not comparing him as a good or a bad player. We're comparing him to the field. And that's all. That's all that
Boyd.
really matters.
Really, you're comparing him to Boyd and saying he's worse than Boyd. That to me is just
No. That was Zach.
yeah.
Zach's. But I mean, my thing was you're cute for even caring about Boyd, right? We're comparing him to Boyd. That's who we're comparing him to, Boyd, and we don't care about Char. We're just saying you are right. You should be looking for another receiver. Yes,
Two
I know that.
receivers, because you don't want Chark or MVS in your weekly lineup.
What don't you like about MVS?
I love Kansas City, but we spread the ball around. So it's Kelsey and then anybody else.
And what if it's MVS?
On one
This
week,
week.
it's MVS.
yeah.
The next week it's Rashid Rice, and the week
No, I
after
get it.
that
I
it's
get it.
Sky
I get
Moore, and then the week after that it's Kelsey, and then it's Kelsey again, and then it's Kelsey, and then it's 3 different wide receivers.
No, I mean, I already said I know I need a couple receivers, but
When do we see Mahomes throw a bomb to himself? I mean, just get a little air under it and have him go, 40
Never,
yards.
because he would get lit up. The time it
Oh,
would take
he
him to
would.
run to his pass, it's in the air. There's defenders just waiting there to light him up.
It will be worth a personal foul.
he did
It
actually
just
throw a pass to
destroy him.
himself, didn't he?
Not on purpose.
No,
I mean, he may have caught something.
It's one of
but
those, like, I
hit the
remember.
offensive lineman and he caught it.
If it's going to happen,
That
it
was
probably happened to the Raiders. We allowed it.
I mean, God dang it, who was Titans? Mariota. Mariota did it to us in the playoffs in like 2017 or something like that. We batted his ball and it was by the end zone. He caught it and fell into
Vaguely
the end
remember.
zone. So he threw a pass to himself. And
I
I saw
vaguely
Brett
remember
Favre do
that.
it one time, similar situation.
Favre did some crazy shit. His passes, Gunslinger. Did they make up Gunslinger for him? Did he have it created?
I
feel
don't
like
remember. I was
feel
so
like
young
he.
when he.
Yeah. Hey guys, an hour and 10 minutes.
Sweet.
And we
That
had
was
at least
epic.
20 minutes of just
That's how it should
filler.
be. Filibustering rankings, filibustering show, whatever it is. I think that's what's fun. That's good. We can put a bow on this. Okay, Adrian, your turn to choose. Which league do we do next week?
Well, since we're in GA and talking about GA, let's do GA.
Next week? Well,
All right.
this weekend.
Oh, I mean next show. Next show.
Okay.
But yes, I think we should do maybe a morning show. I don't know what you guys are doing. Look at your schedule for tomorrow.
I have the
If
Chiefs
either
game
one
tomorrow.
of you.
Taking my boys to the game.
Oh, dude,
It's
right
gonna be
on. So what,
insanely
Sunday?
hot, but we play at noon too, so we could do a late show, and it could be
You
late.
want to
It could.
do that after?
Well, we could discuss this off air. They don't. No one wants to hear us discuss
True.
what we're gonna figure out.
We got to bring this into the trauma that is scheduling and coordinating. But all right, hey, very, very fun. Next show will be GA. Have a little bit better of a team in there than I did in 32, so that'll be more fun. Right on, guys. Very fun. Anything else you want to say?
Good
You're
stuff.
going down, Ash.
All right, guys. Yeah, if someone
It's
could
going to be
take
fun to
down Ash, that'd be
watch.
great.
It'll be fun to
Oh,
watch.
it's. I love this league, and I also hate it because you talk about
Bye.
stress.